Good morning guys, welcome to this week's video. It's a beautiful day, but it is so cold. But the sun has come out now and is warming us up, so we thought we would work outside in the sunshine because it's actually colder in the cabin than it is outside now the sun is out. So the garden needs some love. I've got some onions to plant. Iwan's been cleaning his strimmer, so I think he's going to have a bit of a tidy up, maybe do the vines. Yeah, hoping some work will warm up my hands as well.
Proper whack in the stomach.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, it's like a stone or something.
Ouch. Planted some potatoes in here. Yeah, so there's potatoes in here somewhere.
Okay.
The frost has killed the greenery, so now I have no idea where. I'm trying to see if I can just see any little bits of it, but I can't, so I think I'm just going to have to try and dig it. Whether the potatoes have even, had enough time to grow. Find the potatoes. Find the potatoes. Where are the potatoes? Ah, I found them. So I planted these in October, I think, because we had a few potatoes that had started growing in the kitchen. It's not the ideal time to plant potatoes, but we've managed to get a few that'll be nice to have for lunch. But because the frost's killed all the greenery, I don't know where they are. So just having to wildly dig. I think most of them are just best to be replanted and see if we get anything from them. I also read that if they get loads of eyes on them, you can either leave lots of eyes so you get lots of small potatoes, or try and take as many of them off and leave just one or two to get bigger potatoes.
Interesting. Where do you want this?
I don't know.
So Nick did bring round the wood chipper last week, and we got it working, and it works very, very well.
It's a bit scary almost,
It's
isn't
absolutely terrifying.
it? Well, you are a weird cat. So I'm just sowing some peas here, and then I'm going to do a few broad beans there. I did grow broad beans in this bed last year, so I'm just going to do a few along the border. And then I've got some leeks, beetroots, chives, radishes, and some rocket. I don't usually direct sow because I just find things don't grow that well, but I'm going to give it a go this year and see if it survives the mice and the birds. A rogue potato growing here that I obviously didn't harvest last year. Just a few vines there. I think we have an imperial eagle flying above us. It's funny, I always see these like really beautifully well laid out gardens with things growing in a line and think, oh, maybe I'll do that this year. Then I just end up gardening and planting chaotically. Just naturally chaotic. It's more fun that way. do a little line of leeks here, I think. No, digging there. No. Sausage. Diogo, can you get out, please? Gardening with dogs is naturally chaotic too, so. Frankie, come on, out. Out. No, Diogo, out. People ask if we have much trouble with pests in the garden. We don't get too many slugs and snails. A bit in the winter, but not enough. Not like in Wales where they'll absolutely decimate your garden overnight. You'll just get the odd few. Often in my greenhouse, eating the baby ones, the baby seedlings. We get quite a bit of cabbage butterfly caterpillars. But someone did tell me, one of you guys commented that if you just kind of let them take over the cabbage, they'll obviously pretty much destroy it. But then it does tend to recover, and I've done that this year, and that's worked quite well actually. You know, the cabbage has just grown back after it's been eaten. I think the biggest pest is the dogs and the cats. They're just like digging in the garden, so they're the worst ones. We get a bit of green fly on like my broad beans, but otherwise we don't really get too many bad pests. The mice and the voles eat a lot of stuff, but the cats do take quite good care of that. Yeah, I think our biggest challenge is the summer heat and dryness and keeping the garden watered enough. Just sprinkle some chive seeds here. And some sugar beets. Let's try and do some nice lines. I think maybe also the birds sometimes eat stuff. They especially like to pull up freshly planted onion sets, which is why I've covered them in hay. I use hay as a mulch and to keep the moisture in as well, and the weeds down. But for the onions, it's mostly to stop the birds pulling them up, because I think they think they're like little worms when they see them. But yeah, I normally plant these in seed trays, but let's see how this goes. Gardening's always about experimentation. I find broad beans work really well direct sown. They were my best. Them and sweet potatoes last year were my best crop. But yeah, everything else I tend to do in seed trays. But okay. Don't think it's going to rain for at least a week now. So I may have to come and give these some water. So I am currently working on a new drawing for the Santes Dwynwen, which is basically the Welsh version of Valentine's Day on the 25th of January. So I'm hoping to get this finished in time. This is Llandwyn Island off of Anglesey, where the story of Santes Dwynwen originates from. My big intention for 2025 is that I really want to get back into my illustration work, which has been a little bit neglected the last couple of years as we've been really focusing on the land and this project and building YouTube, but I feel like now I'm getting a bit more time and space to do more drawing, which I'm really happy about. And as it's a fresh new year, I wanted to build a fresh new website for Calm Lines, which is my illustration business, which I'm doing through Squarespace, who are kindly sponsoring today's video. If you haven't heard of them before, then they are an all-in-one website building platform where it's easy to create a beautiful website. They have many award-winning design templates that you can choose from, so you can easily and quickly launch a professional-looking website whilst also allowing you to customize every detail so that your online presence is as unique as you are. Once you have the aesthetics and structure decided, then adding to your site is super easy with their drag and drop editor Fluid Engine, which allows you to simply pick up and move around elements on each page, whether that's text, video, audio or images, and place them exactly how you would like. And if you have a business idea that's selling a physical product or a digital product or even a service, their well-designed and functional commerce section makes it easy for you and for your customers. We also use Squarespace for Sabian, which is the tea and coffee specialist shop that Johan and his mum have, and is where you can buy our Bombardier coffee blend from. So whether you have a great business idea that you would like to bring to life in 2025, or a creative project or a hobby that you'd like to share your wisdom about, then Squarespace might be a helpful tool for you. If you feel inspired to create a site, then you can head to squarespace.com/FrankieOffGrid for a free trial and to save 10% off when you first purchase a domain or website, and you'll find a link in the description below. And a big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
Might be that this is prohibited. It cannot happen. Every now and again, you get one of those jobs that just makes you wish that you'd done like design or something like that in school, like engineering or something like that, you know. So this is a an outdoor cupboard for the diesel heater because it needs powering and we don't have any outdoor plugs. So the plan is to have one of the Bluettis inside this little cupboard thing. Yeah, I think it's going to work. It needs to have ventilation, that's why it's got pallets and holes and gaps and stuff, but it also needs to be waterproof. So I'm using this stuff again, which is, yeah, it's basically like a elastic plastic waterproof paint and stuff. It's actually meant for flat roofs, and you can use it on wood, tile, cement, all sorts. So yeah, it seems to have worked really well in the OSB, so let's hope it works on this hardboard stuff. Yep. You know, just need to wait for this paint to dry now. I'm gonna have a coffee. Right, with any luck, that'll keep it at least dry. I might need to put a gutter on it, I guess, or cut some more pallet off. But there's not much more room from the diesel heater. Maybe 15 centimetres. A bigger board would have been useful, but we'd have to wait for the delivery. So, yeah, kind of one of those. Me and Carissa have this kind of like saying with stuff. It's like, if we're not 100% sure that it's going to be permanent, then temporary is fine. And like if you're making something temporary, then make it temporary. Don't add the permanent elements to it. So this can be very easily removed, and yeah, work out what the best plan of action for a diesel heater is. If any of you have any experience with diesel heaters and know the best way to store them outside, please let us know in the comments. That'd be very useful. Now say, need to tidy up. Don't know how well you can see this, but that's a praying mantis egg sac, or egg case, that has actually hatched. You don't see them very often, but they've hatched. It's so cool to see it. There's thousands of them in there. You can actually see. Right, I'm going to say goodbye to this lot. She said bye, but you can't hear her because she's too far away from the microphone. And Joao is causing chaos in the cabin. He loves running between the gaps in the pallets in the walls, and it's like a jungle gym for him. He's all over the place. I think he's going to be pretty gutted when we put the hardboard up. Maybe we should leave a tunnel for him. That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? Anyway, we are going to finish having this fire, make some dinner, have a bottle of wine, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much for watching. It's been really cold here, so we've not been too productive. My hand is very nearly better, so next week's video we will be doing the drywall, which should be quite entertaining because we've never done it before. So, God knows how that will go. But we will have a wall done at the end of it. Not sure what it'll look like, but we'll have one nonetheless.